Imagine this for a moment. You take 1,000 or 1,000 pounds and invest it in the right place today. You don't gamble with it. You don't panic and sell when the news says markets are down. You just let it sit. You go about your daily life. You wake up, go to work, meet friends, take trips, live your routine. Then one day, maybe 3 or 5 years later, you check your account. That same 1,000 has grown to 5,000 or maybe even 10,000. And you didn't work extra hours for it. You didn't sacrifice every weekend. Your money did the heavy lifting quietly in the background. That is the power of smart investing. In 2025, the financial world is full of opportunities. Entire industries are being reshaped. New markets are being born. Technology is rewriting the rules of how we work, shop, and communicate. If you know where to put your money, you can be part of this transformation and profit from it. In this series, we'll explore exactly where those opportunities are. We'll cover the booming world of AI and tech, the unstoppable rise of green energy, the steady growth of real estate, the simplicity and power of index funds, the safety of bonds, and the magic of compounding. We'll share real-life examples, lessons from past successes, and practical steps you can take no matter your starting budget. Episode 1: The 2025 Investment Landscape. The economy in 2025 is a mix of challenge and opportunity. Inflation has cooled in some regions, but not without leaving scars on savings. Interest rates are higher than they were a few years ago, which has slowed borrowing but rewarded savers. Technology, once seen as just another sector, now touches every single industry from farming to finance. 3 mega trends are shaping the investment world right now. Artificial intelligence. Once a science fiction concept, AI is now deeply embedded in everyday life. It diagnoses diseases faster than some doctors. It helps banks detect fraud before it happens. It translates languages in real time. Every major company is either building AI tools or integrating them into their products. Green energy. From the US to the UK, governments are pouring billions into renewable energy. Solar, wind, and battery storage are no longer experimental. They're mainstream. Policies are pushing companies to go green, and consumers are voting with their wallets for cleaner solutions. Emerging markets. While developed economies continue to grow steadily, regions like Southeast Asia and Africa are seeing rapid expansion. New manufacturing hubs, tech ecosystems, and middle-class populations are creating fresh opportunities. A perfect example of spotting a trend early is Tesla. Back in 2010, it was worth around $3 billion. Many experts doubted it would survive. But by 2021, its valuation had crossed $1 trillion. That's more than 300 times growth in just over a decade. The investors who believed and stayed patient, they changed their financial lives forever. The lesson is clear: megatrends create mega returns for those who can spot them early and act. Episode 2: Tech AI. The future is now. If the internet was the defining technology of the 2000s, AI is the defining force of the 2020s. In the early 2000s, those who invested in companies like Google or Amazon saw enormous gains. Back then, people were still asking, who needs online shopping? Or why search the web? Now, we're in a similar phase with AI. People are still figuring out just how deeply it will shape our world. Why AI is exploding. Businesses love AI because it saves them time and money. Consumers love it because it makes life more convenient. AI learns from data, and data is being produced at an unprecedented rate, from social media posts to medical records to satellite images. Key players. NVIDIA, the leader in AI chips. In 2023, its stock doubled within a year because every AI model needs powerful chips. Microsoft invested billions into OpenAI and integrated AI into products like Office and Bing. DeepMind, a UK-based lab creating AI for healthcare, science, and more. Real-life success story. Chris, an early investor, bought 5,000 worth of NVIDIA shares in 2016 at around 25 each. By mid-2024, those shares were worth more than $200,000. His secret? Patience. He didn't try to time the market. He bet on the trend. How to invest in AI. Buy shares in AI-focused companies. Invest in AI ETFs like the Global X Robotics Artificial Intelligence ETF. Buy into companies adopting AI to improve their services, such as banks or logistics firms. Risk note: AI moves quickly. A leader today could be overtaken tomorrow. Diversify your investments instead of betting on one company. Episode 3: Green Energy, Clean Tech. The shift to clean energy is one of the biggest transitions of our lifetime. Governments are setting deadlines to phase out fossil fuels. Consumers are choosing electric cars over petrol ones. Businesses are racing to cut emissions not just for ethics, but because it's profitable. Why green energy is booming. Climate change awareness is at an all-time high. Government incentives make clean energy projects more attractive. Technology has made renewable energy cheaper. Key sectors. Solar power costs have dropped by over 80% in the last decade. Wind energy. The UK is a global leader in offshore wind farms. Battery technology, critical for storing renewable energy and powering electric vehicles. Case study. Ørsted, once an oil and gas company, pivoted entirely to renewable energy. Its value doubled over the last 10 years because it moved before the rest of the market caught up. How to invest. Buy stocks in renewable companies like First Solar or Vestas. Invest in green energy ETFs for diversification. Consider green bonds, which fund eco-friendly projects. Risk note: government policy changes can impact this sector. Stay informed. Episode 4: Real Estate, Index Funds. Real estate has been a wealth-building tool for centuries. But in 2025, the best opportunities aren't always in the obvious places. Emerging city opportunities. In the US, cities like Austin and Dallas have seen property booms thanks to tech companies moving in. In the UK, Manchester and Liverpool have experienced double-digit growth in recent years due to regeneration projects. Example: a 2-bedroom apartment in Manchester bought for $180,000 in 2018 could sell for $250,000 or more in 2024. How to invest without buying property. REITs let you invest in property portfolios without owning physical buildings. Real estate crowdfunding platforms allow smaller investments in larger projects. Index funds, the set and forget option. If property isn't for you, index funds offer a low-maintenance way to grow wealth. The S&P 500 in the US has averaged 7-10% annual returns for decades. The FTSE 100 in the UK provides stability and exposure to major companies. Example: 1,000 invested in the S&P 500 and 1,980 would be worth over 110 today. Episode 5: Bons, compounding, building your portfolio. Not all investments are about chasing high returns. Some are about preserving and protecting your wealth. Bonds for stability. U.S. Treasury bonds are considered among the safest investments. UK gilts provide steady income. Corporate bonds from companies like Apple can offer higher yields with moderate risk. The power of compounding. Compounding is earning returns on your past returns. Invest $500 a month at a 10% return, and in 20 years, you'd have $380,000 with over half of that being profit. Building your portfolio. Mix growth and safety. For example, 60% in growth assets like AI stocks, green energy, real estate, and index funds. 40% in safety assets like bonds and fixed income. Closing. Taking action now. The best time to start investing was yesterday. The second best time is today. Whether you have 100 or 10,000, the key is to begin. Start small. Stay consistent. Let compounding and time work their magic.